Roberto Ayala.
WICR. WICR presents another great...
We are back. WICR Radio, The Buzzer. With JD and JT. You hear it there. The buzz.
You hear it live in the studio,
From the basement of my own.
live in the trap, man. We out here. Free bands. OVO. Halloween. What a
All
time
right.
to be alive.
So we're back, and very quickly we're gonna get into Seattle, because Cam Chancellor is back this week, following his holdout.
He better pray those
From the
Seahawks
team.
don't hold him accountable for those $2 million in penalties.
He better hope. He also better hope that his knee is okay, because remember he had the injury during the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, and he had surgery in the off season to fix it, and he better hope it holds up. Otherwise, he messed up, because he's not playing with the contract that he wants. He said he made a promise to Marshawn Lynch. He came back, and apparently the reports are that Seattle thinks he came back in really good shape, that he's not, like, he looks good, he looks fine, and they're really impressed. And hopefully that'll translate to the game, even though they're playing Chicago this week. They're playing Chicago at home, so finally get their first home game at CenturyLink, where we know they are very tough to beat. But like I said, they're playing Chicago, and there's no Jay Cutler. There's also probably no Alshon Jeffrey, and there's no Brandon Marshall anymore. So Seattle defense is going to have a field day on Sunday.
Yeah. I thought the Jets would have a field day because they play Philadelphia. And they're only giving me 9 points on my fantasy team, so it's pretty...
Well, that's a projection, pal.
Yeah, but still, Seattle's projected to give me 15 points.
Still projection.
See, fantasy doesn't even believe in the Jets' defense.
It's not about believing.
They don't believe. If they don't believe, I don't believe.
It's just hard. Because eventually the Eagles got to wake up sometime. You got to think.
I had to thank Adam Vinatieri last week on fantasy.
Oh, man.
I had to thank him so much.
Oh, man.
I had to thank him so... When he missed that first field goal, I was like, yes! I knew I was going to beat you regardless, but...
You should have been thanking Eddie Lacy, because he was going to have a monster night.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
You're lucky.
Because everybody on that team just went off that week.
It's okay.
Because I had 20 points by Jamal Charles. I had over 30 points with Aaron Rodgers. Julian Edelman gave me points. I knew I made the smart decision of starting him over DeAndre Hopkins. That Seahawks D, it was good, but wasn't too good because I have the Seahawks D and Aaron Rodgers on the same team, so it was good enough, man.
Whatever, man.
And did I have Steven Gostkowski on that team? I'm pretty sure I did. Who gave me? I think he gave me 19 points. Yeah, it's real sweet. It was a good one.
Anyway, Cam Chancellor will be back. And obviously in the past week, Romo, I'm sure you've heard, unless you live under a rock or you just don't care about sports in general.
Then why would they be listening here?
I don't know. I guess that's a good question.
Why would they be listening here?
Anyway.
They could be, enticed by our soothing voices.
All right. I don't think so.
My number is 347-364-031.
Did you just shout out your number?
What?
Anyway.
Come again?
So, obviously, Romo, broken left clavicle
Yeah.
or collarbone, should be out about 8 to 10 weeks.
Start practicing in 6 weeks. Good thing they didn't use the IR on Des Bryant.
So hopefully, who knows what happens with Romo? We know 2 seasons ago, Rodgers also broke his collarbone. Came back for the last game of the season to help the Packers make it to the playoffs. So Romo could definitely have a similar effect.
Yeah, but he'll be back in time for at least the last 4 to 6 games, which could be 4 games is that's a lot.
Which is a good thing that the injury happened early.
If they're 500, if the Cowboys are 500 by Thanksgiving, they're perfectly fine to still make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's when he's expected to be back around. He's expected to be back by the 22nd, I believe, against Miami Dolphins.
We'll see. Hopefully he does come back. Hopefully,
And he
helps out
doesn't
the
need surgery,
offense.
so that's
Well, it's not that he doesn't need it. It's that he opted not to. The bone can heal by itself without you having to have the surgery. So he opted not to have the surgery, and he'll be back. The Cowboys hope in 10 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks.
I
Also,
expect some dirty shots, some chopping at that shoulder.
I wouldn't say dirty. I mean, at the end of the day, he's got the best offensive line in football, so
But
it's
that's
not
still
gonna be easy to get to him.
that still couldn't protect him from that hit.
Well, every now and then, somebody gets through the line. It happens.
Very true. That's what gets me so upset about Madden. If I have over 95 overall linemen and
They get
I'm
through.
getting sacked 5 times a game.
It happens.
I'm paying you almost $50 million. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track.
Speaking of a pass rush, the Jets defense, yet again, 5 turnovers in the second week of the season. Many people, myself included, think this defense is for real.
It's for real when you play a Browns offense who it's god awful, and you play a man who's
Obviously.
known to turn over the ball.
Obviously, you're going to be pessimistic because you're a Patriots fan.
I'm not
I'm
pessimistic.
going to be optimistic because I'm a Jets fan. It's
Wait,
just
can
the
you
way it
can you
works.
accept the fact that you played a not so very good team week 1, and you played a man who's known to turn over the ball?
I don't care. It's Andrew Luck. He's a top 5 quarterback in this league, and
He
they made
turn-
him look awful.
But he turns the ball over all the
At
time.
home as well. At home.
He turns the ball over.
does
How many
not
interceptions
matter.
did he have last year?
What do you have? Like 12?
I believe
15?
it was more combined with
He had so
Fumbles.
many touchdown passes, it didn't even matter.
it doesn't.
Still led his team to the
Let's
championship
look up
game.
his stat. Let's.
Still let
Did he
his
throw
team to the
interceptions in that
championship
game? I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Andrew Luck is a top 5 quarterback in this league, and the Jets made him look average at best.
I'm gonna look up his stats for last season.
I'm just letting you know this Jets defense is something serious. The secondary is finally stable. That front 7 is great. And it's not even full form yet. They still are waiting on Sheldon Richardson to come back from his suspension. And then it will finally be full form. And I think they will get more sacks, they'll get more blitzes, they'll get more interceptions that way. That's how Andrew Luck threw a couple of his probably 2 or 3 of his interceptions on Monday night. Pressure in your face. You don't have time to throw the ball. When you do throw the ball, there's Revis waiting, there's Cromartie waiting, there's even Calvin Pryor waiting in the grass to get that ball. So I'm telling you right now, this Jets defense is something serious, whether you want to believe it or not.
He threw 16 interceptions last year.
Okay.
16?
And how many touchdowns did he throw?
Okay, he threw for 40, but still
Exactly. The
16
ratio
and
still doesn't
I didn't
matter.
count his fumbles yet. I didn't even count his fumbles
I
yet.
bet he didn't have that many fumbles.
How many fumbles do you think he had?
I bet he had 4 at the most.
4 fumbles. Let's look and see. They're not showing me that stat. That's why we need a numbers person. His rookie year, the man had 18 interceptions.
What'd you just say? His what year?
Okay,
Rookie,
and then he had
thank
a
you.
down, and then he
Thanks.
played pretty well his sophomore year, 23-9, and then you go back up to 16.
Do you know why he bumped up to 16?
Oh,
'Cause
here
they
we
took
go.
off- They took off the restraints. They
Oh.
said, you know what? You got this. You go. That's what happens. That's why his touchdowns were so low that year.
You know,
And now his touchdowns went up. Why do you think that is? Because they finally said, you know what?
I can't
You're
believe
Andrew
this.
Luck. We're going to let you go.
I can't believe he had this many fumbles. I cannot believe he had this many fumbles in 2014.
How many?
13.
And I bet you how many of those were sack fumbles.
That's
I
not a
bet
stat.
a bunch of them were sack fumbles
And they lost
because
6.
of lack of protection.
They lost 6 out of those 13 fumbles.
I'm telling you right now.
You keep turning all. There's nothing wrong with just going down,
It's not about going down. It's if the guy's coming from this side, my back is turned, I can't see him. I bet you Brady had at least 8 fumbles last year.
Are Are we putting a swipe up
No,
for that?
no,
No.
I'm just telling you that no matter what, at the end of the day, you can't
Brady
see
had
that
8
pass
fumbles.
rusher coming
Okay,
from
let's
behind
look.
you.
We're gonna look this up as well. Tom Brady stats. Because Tom Brady 8 fumbles. It might be. I might be wrong.
I'm telling you,
I might be
it's
wrong.
impossible. Quarterbacks fumble. It happens. You don't see that guy coming from behind you. He's
Tom
pass
Brady
rushing.
only had 6 fumbles last year.
pretty close to 8 though.
It's not 8. I don't care. This isn't. We're not
Doesn't
playing.
matter.
We're not playing horseshoes. Pretty close only counts in horseshoes. We're not playing pretty close.
It doesn't matter.
I'd rather take 6 interceptions than 13. I mean, 6 fumbles than 13 fumbles.
You're never gonna. The Jets could, like, physically just harm Brady, make him look mediocre, and you will still say, I don't think the Jets defense is all
That's
that.
completely not true. Because
I
if
feel like it is.
if the team is better, the team is better. That year when you beat us in the divisional round, you were obviously the better team.
Yes, I don't want to be the better team. I'm just talking about defense. Defensively,
Your defense
this
was pretty
Jets
good.
Defense is really good.
You haven't shown me. You've played a bad team and a man who's known to turn over the ball.
I can go outside right now.
The man had 22.
Right now, talk to 5 different people who know football, and they're going to tell me the same thing, that Andrew Luck is a really great quarterback, and the Jets made him look average at best. They're going to tell me that. But you won't. You're not going to.
Because they have. If it's it's the second game of the season. It's the second game of the
Of
season.
course, we love to overreact. That's what we do. We
I don't.
overreact over
I don't.
everything.
I'm not. This is in Sports Center. I'm not gonna throw up a highlight 30 times of LeBron saying one thing or this. This is the buzzer. We do things the right
And
way
at
here.
the buzzer,
We're
you
not gonna.
gotta
We're not gonna overreact.
Recognize real. The real
Real
matter
in
of
week
the
2.
fact is
Real in week
this
2.
Jets defense has had 28 turnovers in the past 2 seasons and has had 10 in 2 games.
Against a really bad. A man who's known to turn over the ball. He had 22. He had
You just won't
22.
give it. You just won't give it. It's okay. It's okay.
Let me finish. He had 22 turnovers by himself. That's the amount of certain teams. He had 22 turnovers by himself last year. And you play a Cleveland Browns team who is not that solid at quarterback. The receiving core is and you want a congratulations because you have 10 turnovers in 2 weeks against really bad teams?
You just said really one
Is really bad. I'm sorry. And the man who's known to turn over the ball a lot.
He's not known to turn over the ball. When you think Andrew
What do
Luck,
the stats say?
You don't think, oh, he's a turnover machine. That's not what you're thinking.
I think interceptions. I think. Am I wrong?
Because in the games he's played against your team.
No.
has
The
thrown
stats
quite a
have
bit
shown he threw 16 interceptions last
And
year.
I want to know how many games he threw multiple interceptions.
What?
There was quite a bit.
I remember the man threw 4 interceptions one game and still magically won.
Exactly.
I don't know how.
Because why?
But it's not
He's
good.
great.
My point is that's not going to happen all the time. You're not going to keep. This is exactly what happened with the Jets. I remember that Kansas City Chiefs game. You remember that divisional round when the man threw 3 interceptions in the first half, and then magically got hot. Things aren't gonna go like that. You're not just gonna throw. You're not gonna just turn over the ball and expect everything's gonna be okay.
For Andrew
That
Luck, they
exactly
do.
what happened. That's exactly what happened with the Jets. Exactly what happened with the Jets.
They
He
do
thought.
for Andrew Luck.
He thought, oh, I threw 2 interceptions in the first half and fumbled it once. Okay, guys, we still have the second half.
And they did. That's the thing.
And then
They did.
he caused another detrimental turnover.
Well, that fumble on the goal line. Who was that?
All right,
not
that was
Andrew
Frank
Luck.
Gore.
It was
But
Frank Gore.
out of the 5, listen to this. Out of the 5 turnovers that the Jets had, 4 of them were because of Andrew Luck. That's not. How do you start the season 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions? He's up there with you know who?
He's played 2.
You know he's up. You know who he's up there with
Who?
in turnovers? Sam Bradford.
Don't put Brad
Sam
Luck in the same conversation right now.
Bradford. They have the same turnover amount.
You're just the worst.
I'm the worst. I'm giving you the stats. That's what you said you wanted. You wanted stats.
And you're not giving the fair stats.
Oh,
You're not.
No, I don't. I don't want to hear this. Oh, he played really well. He averaged 35 points, but they still. A loss is a loss. It's a loss. Numbers never lie.
All right. That's another show on ESPN.
Now it's his and hers, but numbers never lie. I don't want to hear, well, they didn't get. I hate when he had a lot of heart. No, don't tell me that. Either you're good or you're bad.
And the Colts are a good team. They're gonna turn.
I
it
never
around.
said. I never said they were a bad team. I
But
just
you're
haven't.
making it seem like Luck is a bad quarterback.
He's not a bad quarterback. He's a good quarterback who turns the ball over a lot. Is that not fair to say?
Everybody turns, but everybody turns the ball over. This is the thing.
Oh,
Peyton
my
Manning,
God.
Peyton Manning, I believe the year he threw for over 50 touchdowns, I think he still had 12 interceptions.
There's a difference
That just
between that's
happens.
interceptions. There's a difference between interceptions and 13 fumbles.
But you're alluding to the
Thir-
interceptions first.
Okay, and he all right, let's not include the 13 fumbles. He lost 6 of those, so I'll hold him accountable for those. That's 22 turnovers by himself.
And some of them,
22.
You don't know. They give an interception. Okay, now
Okay,
you're gonna bring up a whole nother thing.
now you're going to say, "Oh, the receiver tipped the ball." And
I'm sure a couple were that.
okay, but it's make a better pass. I don't
Really?
make a better pass. I'm tired of these excuses. I'm tired.
There's no excuses. Andrew Luck is
An
great. It's that simple.
an interception is an interception, no matter how you want to put it.
And Andrew Luck is great.
I never said he's good. He's good. He's not great yet. He hasn't done anything great for me to
He's
be.
great.
How is he great? Give me 3 things on why he's great. Tell me.
How many yards did he throw for last year in touchdowns?
A lot of people can throw for
Led
yards.
his team to the championship game. Before that, last year, led his team to the divisional. The year before that, led his team to the divisional. After the season, they just went 2-14. They drafted Andrew Luck, then went 10-6, made it to the playoffs, got to the divisional round.
In a weak division.
It doesn't matter.
In a weak division.
That was before the Texans started losing it.
Sorry, pal.
I'm telling you right now, Andrew Luck is great. The Jets
How
defense
great?
is
Great.
great.
People use this word "great" too much. There's a difference between very good and great.
He's great. I don't care what you say. He's still only, 25 years old?
Chris Paul, very good, not great.
I'm not talking about Chris Paul.
I'm just
talking about
saying.
Andrew Luck.
I'm just saying Andrew Luck, very good, not great.
I think he is great.
You know, if he keeps it up, you know who he's going to turn into? You're going to hate me for saying this. You know who he's going to turn into?
You're going to say something stupid.
He's going to turn into Matt Ryan.
He's not going to turn to Matt Ryan right
He'll give you the stats. He'll give you the stats. He'll even give you the occasional playoff wins.
now. Andrew Luck is great.
Okay.
Andrew Luck is great.
What happens if he doesn't do it this year?
Then they're going to blame the coach. I'm telling you right now, they're going to blame the coach.
It's not his fault that his quarterback keeps turning over the ball.
That's
Not
who
his
they're gonna
fault.
Blame.
They should be blaming Andrew. I'm so sick of people not being held accountable.
Okay. Listen to this. Andrew Luck wins out the year. They finish, I don't know, 12-4. Okay. 12-4 because they play a weak division, right?
You tell me
that's
they
at least
go-
6 wins. It's
You-
at least 6 wins right there.
You're telling me they're gonna go 12-2 from now on? That's what you're telling me.
They can. I'm telling you right now, that division is soft. Like you
Okay,
just said.
okay, that's
Soft
that's 6
division.
wins. That's 6 wins guaranteed. If you say so, if they go undefeated in
6
their
wins.
division,
That's 6 wins off the bat. That's 6 and
you tell me the Texans can't get lucky ones.
No. You're talking about a Colts team that hasn't lost to their division in 2 years. 2 years.
6 wins, and then who else do they play? If you can show me who else do they play in the next 6 games, I could
They play against the AFC East, right? So that means they'll play the Patriots.
no,
They will play the Dolphins,
maybe.
and they've already played the Jets and Bills.
Okay.
And they are playing the AFC South, correct?
That's the 6 wins that they have.
So I'm trying to think now because I don't know who else they play in the NFC. It depends on who they play in the NFC. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
The way it's looking, I think the Patriots could go undefeated this season.
All right, get out. We're gonna end the segment right there.
Who do
with
they?
that.
I'm looking up the. I'm looking up the Patriots schedule.
Blasphemous,
Is it?
as Stephen A. would say.
Oh, because you're a Jets fan. You don't think the Patriots can beat the Jets twice this year?
I think they're gonna have a tough time beating them both times this year. I really do. I firmly believe that. Those years where the Jets won at least one game, what was the staple of the teams that the Jets had?
Okay, the
The
Patriots
defense.
play the Cowboys, winnable game. They play the Colts, very winnable game. Jets, okay, as you said, that could be difficult. Dolphins, winnable game. Redskins, winnable game. Giants, winnable game. Bills, they already beat them once. Broncos, very much a winnable game. Eagles, Texans, Titans, Jets again, and Dolphins. You telling me they can't go undefeated in the AFC East?
No,
Because the Jets?
because it's football.
Realistically, you don't think all the people I've named.
Realistically, no. Because as I just said, it's football. It's impossible.
The Broncos should be 0-2.
It's how?
That first game against the Ravens, that was god awful terrible. They should be 0-2 because they should have lost after what? That pick six. That's what won them the game.
So their defense won them the game.
They should, and against the Kansas City Chiefs, they most definitely should have lost.
And what won them that game? Their defense, yet again.
I still don't think their defense.
Their
Texans,
that's
not
another offense
Texans,
that still hasn't
Eagles,
gotten it going yet.
Titans. You think the offense is gonna get going for it? Maybe because it's Peyton Manning, but then again, I think Peyton Manning is, overrated
At this point, yes.
in his career. Yes, very overrated. Oh, he's had like 3 neck surgeries and backs, and he couldn't walk. And I don't want to hear excuses.
I'm just saying.
The only person I really respected is AP. You tore your ACL, and you came back and you ran it down people's throats.
And you don't respect Peyton Manning, who had fusion surgery in his spine?
How often was he getting hit?
A lot.
With that, remember when the reason why remember he was supposed to go to the 49ers and take them over.
Supposed to.
That's where he was
That's
tending
one
it.
of the teams.
And then Denver was like, we have the best offensive line. Like, you come here, you won't get.
Of course.
Exactly. He had a great offensive line that year.
They did. That's why they put up those stupid numbers.
Okay. Inflated. If you go to the right situation, anybody can look good. Wes Welker leaves he comes from the Dolphins. Didn't play that well. Comes to the Patriots and has almost a Hall of Fame career. Leaves the Patriots. Where is he now? Julian Edelman goes from quarterback to playing free safety for the Patriots and wide receiver. And now he's their top reception leader, who had almost over 100 receptions last year.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We've been going on in this segment for quite some time.
Indeed.
Almost a good 30 minutes, almost. And we've been all over the place. So I'm going to end this segment right now. We'll be back on the buzzer one last time. Very briefly. Got to be quick. We'll be back. Buzzer with JD and JT, where it's getting good on the buzzer. I'll tell you what.
It's getting hot and heavy.
We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen.
By our sponsor, Chicken Joe's.
What? No, we're not sponsored by Chicken